February is done, and that means it's time to share our February budget report. Stay tuned for our real numbers that include the good, the bad, and the ugly. Hi friends, welcome to the Budget Bounce. I'm Jen, and we use a budget to tell our money what to do, including bouncing debt out the door. We share our ups and downs from living life on a budget and tackling a $252,000 mountain of stupid debt. If you'd like to follow us on our journey and learn more about living life on a budget, being intentional with your money, and making it work for you, then click on that subscribe button below. And be sure to tap on the bell so you'll get notifications every time I upload a new video. You can also find me on social media. Just look for the Budget Bounce. Before I get started today, take a few seconds to let me know if you did a budget in February or not, and how the month actually went for you. You can pause if you need to, and then come right back. All right, so we're going to jump into our real household spending numbers for February. We had some exciting things happen this month, and it starts with our income bucket. We planned on $12,052, but we ended up $21 over that with $12,074. So one of the things that happened was we had some drama with both of Matt's checks being incorrect in February. They were both paid short, a total of 7.25 hours that payroll swears they're going to get right on his next check on March 8th, which was supposed to be corrected on his February 26th check and did not get corrected. So you can see that we, and of course we have our regular income from our regular jobs blacked out here, but you can see that we pulled in some money from sinking funds for pets and vehicles. We planned on 58 for pets, and we didn't plan on anything on vehicles, but then we ended up having some maintenance to do with Matt's car. Luckily, we had plenty of money in the vehicle sinking fund to cover that, so that wasn't an issue. We also had some income come in from Matt's side business at $26, and then you can see that we got our federal tax return, which was just short of $3,000. So that brought our total to $12,074 for the month. I will tell you that because of the timing of the arrival of the federal tax return, it actually didn't post until February 26th. We didn't end up spending it all in February, so I'm going to have a big rollover into March, and I'll explain all of that later when I get down there. You guys know, if you've been watching, that I like to do a zero-based budget, and that did not happen this month because of how late this tax return came in. In giving, we planned on $30, and we spent about $25, which brought us in $5 under. In housing, we were right on target with all of our line items, $936 for the mortgage, $207 for gas and electric, nothing for water, garbage, and sewer until April, $216 for mobile services, and $89.99 or $90 for the internet, totaling $1,449, right on target. In transportation, we were over because of the unexpected repairs for Matt's car. We came in $73 under for gas and then $129 over for repairs, leaving us at $392 for the month and $56 over our plan. But like I said, we had plenty in the sinking fund for those repairs to cover that. For the food category, we came in quite a bit over. This is because our daughter and granddaughter stayed with us for most of the month of February. That meant more groceries, which we went over in by $117. Overall, we came in $129 over our original budget of $500. But I'm comfortable with that considering we were feeding another adult and a child this month. In the Henry category, we came in just under the $180 that we planned by $3. I funded his food service account at school where he eats lunch every day and breakfast 2 to 3 mornings per week. Plus we paid his dual credit course. So that's a 3-hour course that we had to pay for, $25 per semester hour or per credit hour, and that brought our total to about $177 for Henry for this month. Okay, in pets, we had a lot of activity, starting with our long-haired cat's regular grooming appointment for $15. We bought dog food this month, which cost more than I anticipated, so we were over there by about $9. And then for meds, I also got all of our dog, Bella. I got all of her meds for the year when I took her in for her annual checkup and shots. The exam and most of her shots were covered by the pet insurance plan that we have for her, but we also get a Bordetella shot in case we ever need to board her. That's the one that's for kennel cough, and that's not covered on the plan. We came in over by $22 totally, and hopefully our pet spending will slow down substantially now that we're past all of the annual checkups, dental care, and getting meds. All right, now for insurance. I simplified this part of the budget and consolidated line items that were similar, like all of the different life policies that we carry. So looking at the numbers, the total remains the same, $1,197 per month. This looks like a lot for insurance, but I've also got our flexible spending account. Oops, sorry that jumped on you there. I've also got our flexible spending account in here, which I guess technically is not insurance. Plus, I have Matt's union dues in here because I don't know where else to put them. And so really that takes our insurance payments down to $892 per month. So anyway, we came in right on target, just like planned. So I'm pleased with that. Moving into entertainment, you can see that we only spent about half of what we planned, which was $93. We didn't do any family entertainment outing this month. We just did a movie rental one night. So we were actually under by $47 here. In health, we didn't have to pay for any prescriptions, and we had the gym like normal, which was at $10. And then I budgeted $100 for medical bills that are lingering from 2018. I talked about this a little bit, where Matt's employer is the state of Illinois, and they pay their claims about 6 to 9 months after the date of service. So we are getting bills right now from July 2018. So all of our FSA money for 2018 is gone. So we are paying these expenses out of pocket. So we had $36 this month. And I'm being proactive in going through my claims, and actually in March, I'm going to try and call all of the vendors that are in there, all of the providers, and see if they'll let me pay on what my EOBs say. They all say approved awaiting funding. So hopefully they'll let me pay so I can get that done with. The dentist, this was for the filling that I had done in July of last year. That bill finally came in the end of February. So I called and paid them. So we paid a total of $160 in health this month, which was $64 under what we planned. Here's our extras category. We had a lot of things going on here. First of all, we bought a car seat. Oops, sorry that jumps. I'm so sorry about that. We bought a car seat for our car for our granddaughter who's outgrown her infant car seat. And we planned on 175 because we paid like 171 or something last time, or maybe like around 168 or 9. It was right around 170, so I rounded up. And then the price changed. We bought the exact same car seat in February that we bought for the kids for their car in January. And the price went up by about $12. So we ended up coming in over on this by $5. And then I paid my daughter to paint the office for me. And so you might have noticed that in some of my newest videos. We spent less than I thought we would for Amazon. And then we were right on target for Matt's haircut. And then we came in under budget for tax prep. I think last year we paid like $350 or so, and I planned on $250 this year because I didn't have a person do it. I did it online, and we came in under by $24 at $226. And then with Owen's Place, we had an expense there that we didn't plan on. That was offset some by the income that came in, but still it was $40. So we came in over in extras by $17 total. And again, nothing in the crap I forgot about that category. So thank goodness for that. All right, in envelopes, we were under in miscellaneous here. As you can see, we were under by just about $11. But I ate most of that up in my personal spending, unfortunately. And Matt came in right on target with his. And then I had hoped to get a big household shopping trip in before the end of February with our tax refund, but it came in so late. First of all, only the federals come in, and it came in so late that I wasn't able to get to all the places that I needed to get to. So part of that rolled over to March. So this is when what I do here is I purchase a whole bunch of stuff. So I purchase paper supplies, over-the-counter meds, vitamin supplements, and personal care supplies like shampoo, body wash, hairspray, hand wash, hand soap, all that kind of stuff, and lotion for the year. So that's what that big shopping spree is. And we came in $216 under in this category since I couldn't get it all done. In the budget bounce, I ended up purchasing a course from Lydia Sen. This is a fairly small one-time investment to explore an opportunity to earn some money through the budget bounce. I may or may not actually go this route. I'm actually going to take the course, but I won't know till I get done with that on whether or not I'm actually going to do that. So that was $30 I had not expected. And then, of course, we had for online subscriptions, we had the Adobe Spark that's $9.99 a month. So we came in $30 over. All right, in savings, you can see we set aside money into our emergency fund as well as the 3 accounts for the kids. Matt's retirement contribution was under by $6. You can see here, these two, under by $6 because of those screw ups with his paychecks that were short. So that's actually going to go up a bit over the $145.88 in March. So that adjustment will show up there. And overall, we saved $260, bringing our total balances for these accounts to $1,608. In sinking funds, we ended up, you can see down here, we ended up saving $50 more than we originally planned for a total of $1,051. Now, let's see here. The total of our sinking funds is currently sitting at $3,690. And you can see that we have several sinking funds for various things. I'm working on a video series about sinking funds that will include a video where I talk about our own sinking funds and why we have them set up the way we do. That will be coming in the near future, and when it's done, I'll include the link below in the description box. I don't have it today because it's not done, but it will be there in the future. If you're finding this sometime in the future, you can look for it. And finally, the debt category. This top part here is the list of all of the debts that we've already paid off. And I want to focus on this middle section called actively paying. Let me get here where you can see it all. All right, so these are listed in order of smallest to largest balances as of the beginning of February. In here you can see that I paid off our Kohl's account, which was really super exciting, you guys. I have been wanting to get this one paid off. It frees up $143 a month. And I managed to squeeze this in at the very end of the month. So like I said, we got our federal tax return on the 26th. I paid this off on the 27th, and it posted on the 28th. So this is our 14th debt total. If you count all of these up here, plus the Kohl's, that's our 14th debt that we've paid off. So it clears up the $143 per month to put towards other debts. And if something should happen where one of us loses our incomes, this will also reduce the required minimum payments that we have to be concerned about when we're going into a scorched earth mode while trying to replace the lost income. Then aside from this, we paid minimum payments on everything else here. And let's see here. That's because I couldn't make the next payment with the tax money that I wanted to, which will be to pay off Matt's phone. I was hoping to get that done in February, but the reason I couldn't get it done in February is because the payment for those is on the payment for our cell phone services and our cell phones is on the 1st of the month. And this didn't come in until the 26th, which only left 3 business days. And when you pay off the phone, you have to pay the full balance of the phone. And I could have done that, but there wouldn't have been enough time for the bill to reset itself to take out the proper amount on the 1st without overpaying. And because I am trying to focus on getting debts paid down, I don't want to be paying more onto our cell phone service plan than necessary because I want to use that for paying off the other phone. I hope that makes sense. So anyhow, I did not do either one of these in February. Neither one of these was paid off in February. All right, this bottom section of the debt category is the list of charged off accounts that we know of, and also includes Matt's student loans. So the way you can, I always forget to start with the pink and the black. The differentiation between the pink font and the black font is pink is anything that has my name on it, and black is anything that has only Matt's name on it. So These are all in Matt's name, and they're old charged off things that are not something that we are concerned about right now. And then the student loans are currently being deferred. And as you can see over here, sorry, I'm trying to stay focused. As you can see over here, it's a couple $100 a month that we are accruing. We will start paying for this at the end of the year when we reset for the next 12 months. Even if he's still deferred, I want to start paying on these. So we'll start paying on these in 2020. Anyhow, all right, so that's all of the debts and all the different line items. So here you can see we paid off a total of $4,715. And that is actually 25 less than what we planned. And that's because this guy up here did not come out for some reason. This is an automatic payment. And I didn't realize it until late last night when I was wrapping all of this up and making my notes for today. So I've got to give them a call next week and find out what's going on with this and why it didn't come out in March. But we'll get that squared away. So $4,715, you can see we started out with over $229,000 in debt. We are now down, we broke the $226,000 mark. And then this is how much interest we paid this month. Some of this is estimated. Like I said, I don't know exactly what these two are. I'm just guessing. Also, yeah, that's it. Everything else I know. So we paid $780 in interest again this month. So when you look at our totals for the month, here's what we planned for expenses. Here's what we planned for income and what the difference was. Again, this is because at the last minute, I threw, the $2,998 for federal income tax in here. And so our total expenses came in under, and overall, we ended up with $803 that we did not spend. You guys, if you've been watching, you know that I typically do a zero-based budget. This was strictly because of the timing of when the tax return came in, and I didn't want to wait until March to do all of these payoffs and everything. I wanted to get as much done as possible before the end of the month. So what you see over here, $4,715 was our total payments to debt, but we only reduced our actual debt by $3,656. And so our total paid to debt so far is $26,867 of our original $252,326. So I have some new percentages that I put over here. This shows that we paid 39% of our income to debt, and that's looking at our total debt payments divided by our total income for the month. That includes everything like sinking funds and everything. And then this shows the total amount of debt that we have paid off from our original starting balance. So we surpassed $25,000 this month and 10%. So, man, I wish $25,000 was a lot more than 10%. But our reality is that it is not, and I'm going to take that 10% as a win. We're really, really excited that we've hit these milestones. So, yeah. I've got to tell you guys, though, with all of this is going much slower than I had hoped. And even with putting 39% of our income to debt, I recognize that there's room for improvement here. And Matt and I are discussing changes that we can make to increase our debt payment each month. Among other things, I am well aware that I am putting a lot to savings and sinking funds that we could be using toward debt. And that's something that I struggle with because in full transparency, you guys, it helps me sleep at night. When things went south in 2017, when Matt unexpectedly stopped working, we were caught with $0 in the bank. And I never, ever want that to happen again. So I'm struggling with letting go of the need to actually have money saved that's easily accessible if we need it. So anyhow, I just wanted to share that with you because I think it's important for you to understand my mindset in regard to money. There's another new channel out here. Alicia Does Adulting. I know she typically watches these. So, hey, Alicia. But she talks about how she has a problem with hoarding money. And it wasn't until I was watching her videos that I realized I think maybe I do too. And so it really caused me to reflect on on all of this up here, all of this in the pink and the savings and everything, all of this, like what? Anyway, so this is a lot. I realize, let's see here, if we don't count Matt's retirement, which is required, it's a pension and he's required to do a minimum of 4%. So if we just calculate everything else, that's $5,000 I have sitting in the bank for these. Now, I'm not saying I don't need any of these. We need these, but do we need to have this much in there is the question. And so those are all things that I am open to evaluating, but that doesn't mean when I do my March budget report, you're going to see that I made all those changes. It just doesn't happen that easily. When my security gland was put through the ringer in 2017 and 2018, and I don't ever want to feel that way again. And this is a way, having all of these accounts with this money in it is something that allows me to sleep at night. That's the best way that I can put it at this point. So anyhow, that's our 2019 budget report. Let me get back down here so you can see where we're at. That's our February 2019 budget report, and I really appreciate you taking the time to go through all of this with me. I am so grateful for your feedback and support. I'm hearing a lot from you guys, and I just keep bringing it on. Even if you don't agree with how we're doing things, feedback is a great opportunity for us to see things from another perspective. So I encourage you to leave feedback and questions in the comments if you have any, and don't be afraid to question us. Please try to make it constructive, but I am totally open to suggestions. It doesn't mean I'm going to take them all, but I need to hear them, and I need to share them with Matt so he understands and can hear the other perspective as well, because we're over here living in our bubble and trying to make this work, and sometimes we lose track of all the possibilities, I guess. So that's my request to you, is just to continue with the honest and open line of feedback and questions in the comments. Also, don't forget to tell us if you had a budget in February or not, and if you had any money wins, let us all know. I've heard from some of you recently about some great ones. Some of them are in the comments. Some of you are emailing me. I love that. And actually, I'm thinking about trying to go back and capture all of them and possibly doing just like a big money wins video in the future so that I can share, and so if you guys have anything that you want for that, please leave it down below, or anytime you can find me on social media, and you can, direct mail me on Facebook, you can direct mail me on Instagram, you can send me an email in Gmail, or you can leave comments on any of my videos. So also, if you have not subscribed and you would like to follow us on our journey, then please feel free to click on that subscribe button below. We would love to have you join the Budget Bounce family. And our Budget Bouncers are growing every week with more and more of you who are following our journey and hopefully learning from our mistakes. So again, make sure that you leave your wins so that we can cheer you on, and feel free to let us know if you need to be picked up and, with support as well. That's what we're here for. We're a community. So that's February 2019. That's all I've got for you today. Until next time.